Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Major League Minute Podcast. This podcast is hosted by Doc and none other than GMP. Doc and GMP on the Major League Minute Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. So far, we've posted, how many do we have on YouTube?
Just one.
One?
Yeah.
We have the first episodes out on YouTube.
First episode's out.
Thank you for all of those that have liked, shared, subscribed.
We even have our first set of comments,
yes,
guys.
we really appreciate the comments. Thank you for commenting. This is an evolution.
Commenting.
That was our first version, our first episode. We know we have a lot of work to do, but it's just part of the process. So
we're just two nobodies just having fun in the basement of my house with a podcast studio randomly built in. So let's do it.
Let's do this. So we're looking forward to...
Wait.
Okay,
first, we got so the first set of comments, someone noticed that randomly my hair became up in a ponytail and not down on the last video.
So it started out down and
down.
finished the episode up.
Yeah. So learning experience, the camera was faced reversed. So I had no idea what was going on the back end.
Okay.
And I did not have enough phone storage. So it stopped recording and we didn't realize, obviously, because we couldn't see. So when I got up and we looked, I was like, what a dummy. So we had to redo the last 5 minutes. But the first 25 minutes, I realized this is on you. You got to tell me that my hair looks stupid down.
That's not a part of my job description. We ain't going there.
You are a guy,
Nobody really
so
cares.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I cared. And so that's why I put it up, because I was like, I look terrible with my hair down. So that's why it's up.
And I'm still not going to comment on that comment, but we'll be moving right ahead.
Let's go.
Looking
Let's
forward to
dive
episode
into
2.
this.
Thanks for joining us on the podcast again. Really looking forward to. We are almost, 5 days away from the kickoff of the first MLV season. Excited for that. Looking forward to getting this thing. It's been a long. It feels like we've been, volleyball, professional volleyball in the United States has, it's been gone for 6 months or so since
May.
Yeah, since May, and it's time to get this thing revved up.
I know. It goes by so fast, but so slow at the same time.
Right. But now the MLV's debuting on Thursday will be the Supernovas versus the
Indy Ignite. Gosh darn it. No, I always say that. It's the San Diego Mojo.
And that's here in Omaha. Who else is debuting on Thursday in the MLV?
I do think it's Indy Ignite versus Columbus. Man, you put me on the spot. I don't know.
Either way, the MLV's debuting. Ready or not, here we come. We're looking forward to that day.
It's Columbus versus Atlanta vibe.
Okay.
I don't know why I got Indy Ignite stuck on my brain.
I think, all teams will be competing this week. I think there's a couple matches on Thursday, a match on Friday, and a match on Sunday or something like that.
There's two then on Saturday and then 2 again on Sunday.
Okay,
so
we're going to be featuring those matchups in our next episode.
Yeah.
But before we get to those matchups, we actually wanted to kind of go through the 8 MLV teams that are now represented in the MLV this year, 2026.
Yep.
We know that in 2027, there will be other additions to the MLV as well, which includes
Northern California. So the city's not specified yet, but Northern California.
Okay.
Washington, D.C.
We'll be adding in 2027.
Yep.
But for now, we have 8 teams. So let's get right down to it.
Let's get right
down to it. Let's start with the Atlanta Vibe. Let's talk a little bit about what they got coming back. Or do you want to talk about the rookies that they drafted first?
Sure.
Which one?
Let's go first round drafts.
First round drafts. Okay.
So for the Atlanta Vibe, we're going to go in alphabetical order here. There's no favorites or anything like that. But Ava Martin out of Creighton University. She's an outside hitter. She was their first round draft pick.
All-American out of Creighton here in Omaha, Nebraska. Well, we've gotten to lay a lot of eyes on her. A dominant outside hitter in the Big East. Maybe was she the Big East Player of the Year? Perhaps I'm not even sure, but.
Again, you put me on the spot. I don't know. But definitely a solid player. She not only leads in intangibles, I think she's a great communicator and really can inspire her team, but she also is very consistent in all other skills of the game. So serving, blocking, defense, passing, all around solid player.
Immediate impact player for the Atlanta Vibe. So what a solid pickup.
Yeah.
Maybe she was the number 1 overall pick?
She was number 2.
Number 2, okay.
Yeah. So
Who
we'll
else?
Are we going all draft picks?
It's up to you.
No, let's dive into Atlanta now.
Okay. Into their roster?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the roster. Obviously, you can't mention the Atlanta Vibe without
Without
talking
Leah
about Leah Edmond,
Edmond.
dominant outside hitter. I've seen her go off and take over matches before. As you have witnessed firsthand, I think you were
Absolutely.
maybe on the court or at the bench when you've seen her go off before. So you can't mention the Vibe without mentioning Leah, but she also has some other rookies coming in that are going to make a huge impact, as well as some other players as
Yeah,
well.
so what's interesting with Atlanta is they're going to have 2 rookie setters this year.
Okay.
So
According to their Instagram, Mac Pedraza was waived to make
Yeah.
room for the setter that they just added. Her name is Maddie,
Wake.
Waak. Maddie Wake, outstanding setter.
Obviously.
Had an outstanding Final Four.
Yeah.
Distributing the ball and taking over the matches down the stretch. She'll be joining the Vibe as well.
Yep, as well as Avery Carlson. So she's the setter from SMU.
Okay.
So both teams, with their college universities, they performed excellent. I mean, SMU is really up and coming. They've had such a strong performance the last few years. And then A&M the whole world watched them at the end. They just were the team that could not be stopped at all. So it'll be really cool to see, 2 rookies battle it out for a starting position of their first professional career or first professional season.
In addition to those rookies, we have Iko Jones coming back. We have Phoebe Awoleu,
we
former
love Phoebe.
Supernova, is now at the Atlanta Vibe.
Shout out Phoebes.
Phoebes.
She's so fun. Just such a great girl. But yeah, it's really Leah Edmond right now who's, the spotlight's on her. She's feisty.
But
I
feel
think
like-
that's her strength too.
Yeah.
Like she uses that as a strength. I think sometimes you got to be careful when you're an emotional player because if you can hit those high highs, that means you can also hit those low lows. And for her, she does a great job of managing that, where she does have those high highs, but she never allows herself to get to those low lows. So I really admire that about her. But definitely like her feistiness is her strength.
Tenacity.
It really shows.
You can see in some players uniquely, they have the ability down the stretch in a match to flip the switch and turn it into go mode. And I've witnessed that firsthand, as have you.
Yeah, she is like the definition of the X factor.
Okay.
I always look at a team because you can have 6 solid players who are consistently good. They're good people, they're friendly, they're communicators, all those things. But a team needs an X factor. They need a leader who will step up in that role. And so if you don't have that player, sometimes you're not going to make it to the end. And so for Atlanta, I think Leah really steps into that role and she succeeds quite often.
And she's going to do that. She's going to be anchoring that team as one of the veterans. As you look down their roster, there's a lot of young players on their roster. So it's going to be key for Leah Edmond to anchor that team as they progress through the long, enduring MLV season. So really looking forward to the Atlanta Vibe.
Yep, same. And it's weird because the Omaha Supernovas aren't opening their season against the Atlanta Vibe this year.
Did they last
The
year?
last 2 seasons,
Okay.
yeah. So it'll be different.
Moving right along.
To Columbus.
Yep, the Columbus Fury, Columbus, Ohio. Let's talk a little bit about them. More of a veteran squad from what I can tell from their roster.
So Columbus actually traded their draft pick in the first round with Atlanta. So they actually don't have a first round draft pick. So kind of strategy there, I guess.
Do we know what they got for giving up that first round draft pick?
They would have picked up another draft
Late rounder?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they don't have a first round draft pick. Their first pick was the number 10th overall in round 2. Which happens to be Flamari Heredia Colon. Sorry, I know I'm not the best at pronouncing names, but she's also a very strong outside hitter from the University of Miami.
Miami. Welcome to Miami.
Yeah, I got to watch her a little bit down the stretch, and she's, most likely going to come in for Columbus and make impact
player.
right away.
Who else, from your perspective, as you look down the roster for the Columbus Fury, who else do you think is going to make an impact
I mean, obviously they're led by Courtney Lush.
Yes.
She is
10, 15-year veteran, professional volleyball
yeah,
veteran.
she's a mom too, so that's
Shout
fun.
out mom. If you're a mom, give us a thumbs up in the comment.
She's got that mom strength.
Mom strength.
And so I think she's just, again, an overall leader in all ways. I know that she, I'm wondering, I'm sure she's the captain.
Okay.
But that's the kind of person she is. She's just a captain in
Whether
all
she's got
areas
the
of life.
captain title or not.
Or not,
She's going to be the
that's-
leader of whatever team, organization, family she's a part of.
Yep, she can do it all. She can score, she can defend, she can ace. She's just a great, consistent player all around.
Good for her. Good for the Columbus Fury. Thankful to have her back. She's been there for this was her third year.
Third
with the Fury,
year.
So
Yep.
they've been able to retain her. So she has a history with the Fury as well.
Yeah. And shout out to Columbus. I actually like playing there. Their arena is big.
Okay.
I think it's like a hockey arena, but
Okay.
it's big.
So I see the positive and negatives. When I do speaking engagements, I've been in a big arena
Where
with
there's
not a
no
lot of
crowd.
people, and the energy is.
I know exactly what you're saying,
Yes.
but Columbus doesn't. They show up.
Oh, they do.
They show up.
Okay.
Yeah, they're big. I remember, which is kind of a complaint at the time because I was pregnant, but they had like
Big pregnant or little pregnant?
medium pregnant.
Okay. That's little tiny.
They had like big old smoke machine, like
Okay.
which is really ironic because why would you put smoke in an arena where you like need to see? But they had like these big like flames and smoke machines, and the people were super entertained.
Okay.
They even have, I'm pretty sure they have a hype squad too.
Okay.
It was a fun arena to play in.
So they were well represented. So not only was the arena big, but the attendance numbers
Yeah,
was big
they
as well.
have good support there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing that team. It looks like you have some returning players as well. Ashley Evans, she was there as well, right?
She was there she was with Grand Rapids.
Okay.
Just the first year.
Okay, looks like will be competing for the starting setting position.
Yep, but she's also great. I remember admiring her a lot in season 1. Grand Rapids was always a team that we really had to like work really hard. They were very scrappy, and Ashley was a great reason to why
Great,
that was.
strong 6'1"
Yeah,
setter
she's
that
tall.
can distribute.
Yeah, which I don't know why we don't see that more often, but a lot of times it's not as common to have a taller setter. So passers definitely love when there's a taller setter because
Heck yeah.
you save them a time or two from the ace. But shout out to all my short setters. I also love them too. They work obviously just as hard, but
I'm really looking forward to seeing Raina Terry. Last year she played in the PVF, but I don't remember if I ever got to see her compete on the floor. She's out of Illinois, strong outside hitter out of Illinois. So hopefully she'll get some, compete for some time in the outside position as well.
I think Columbus is going to be kind of like, it's like a melting pot.
Okay.
Like it's a lot of different players that maybe don't have, the spotlight or, a huge name recognition. And that might work in their favor. They might not have a lot of ego. They might just really unite as a team and 6 different players coming together to head towards one goal, and it might work for them.
Well, Fury, shout out to you. Shock the world.
Yeah.
Come shock the world.
Yeah,
They have also, lastly, on the Columbus Fury, they have a beautiful blend of veterans and younger players. And if they can make that work together, I think they're going to have a great season.
Yeah.
So looking forward to them, making a mark in the MLV this year.
Yeah, I think so. To them, just a side point here, I know that their first 2 seasons, maybe record-wise, hasn't been the most successful, but I think that will be different this season. I think this season, with the teams that we have, the players that we have, I think it's going to be really neck and neck all season long. I don't think there's going to be, a big difference.
Gap.
Yeah, big gap. I think this year it's going to be 14 and 14, it's going to be
that's what
back
you
to back.
want. You want on any given night, any team could beat any team. There's
Pure
nothing
entertainment.
like pure entertainment, just going at it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like going to a game, a Husker volleyball. Let's just use the Husker volleyball.
Let's use them.
They're up here, and then they come in, and
Let's not name any names.
It's just tough to get up for. But for the
Yeah.
MLV, there is, what would you?
It,
Yeah.
You just, like you said, you never know what's going to happen
Right.
at least as we preview this upcoming season, that's what we keep coming up to is like, man, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I think it could be a lot bigger of a battle, and on any given night, anyone can get beat.
Next, let's jump to the Dallas Pulse, the
Yes.
expansion team for 2026.
Yes.
Kind of a reincarnated supernova team. They have several,
For now, maybe.
several players on their roster that were a part of the Supernovas either last year or the national championship year or the championship year. So looking
Yeah.
forward to how this team is able to come together in their first year of the MLV and maybe take some of the experience that they've had over the last couple of years and pull it into and hopefully, be competitive in the MLV this year.
So their first round draft pick, they were the first pick overall.
So that's the way it's going to be. If you're an expansion team, you get first round.
I mean, I think
number
it's
one
only
pick.
fair.
Okay.
I
there's
mean-
going to be an issue next year then because we got two teams coming in.
That's true. I wonder if they'll flip a coin.
We'll see. Okay, so they were the first. Who'd they get in the first?
They chose none other than Mimi Collier. Is that how you
Okay.
say it?
Yep.
From outside from Wisconsin, who also had a phenomenal season. She was a transfer from Oregon, came to Wisconsin, and really, really just dominated and led her team in a lot of different stats. But she was the number 1 overall draft pick for the 2026 season. And she's going to Dallas, like you said.
And she's going to be an impact player right away.
I do think, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would just be hard to see a player of such great talent to be on the bench. But hey, we're not the coaches. We don't know. We're not
Right.
there every day. We don't get to see what happens every day. But I think that Dallas is going to be dangerous this year. I think them coming in as the new team, they don't have expectations.
I'm sure they do personally, but
Personally,
within the
exactly.
MLV, nobody knows.
Exactly. So they get to play with a lot more freedom than, let's say Atlanta or Indy or even the reigning champs of Orlando. They kind of have that pressure on them.
Yeah.
And Dallas doesn't.
Right.
And so they get to play free and, like you said, they have those individual goals. Obviously, they're
Right.
going to want to win the championship, but I just know from personal experience that when you play freely, and I don't want to sound lame, but when you play for fun on top of having goals, you tend to be more successful.
Perform better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not weighed down by the pressure, the expectation, comments.
Yep. As we glance down the Dallas Pulse roster, what impact players stand out to you? Obviously, Nati.
I was going to say Natalia Valentine Anderson. I have loved her for the last 10 years. We've known each other.
Hi, Nati.
We've played together, I think, 4 seasons. And she is just an outstanding player. I know that she's undersized. She's used to hearing that all the time, but that does not faze her whatsoever. She still impacts the play no matter what. And so I just absolutely love her character. I love her work ethic. I love her competitiveness. That's one thing for sure. She hates to lose. She
That's
hates
the
to
truth.
lose.
It don't matter what.
I was going to say, no matter what we're playing, it could be Uno, it could be
Pitch.
one time we played this like disc game in the yard. She just hates to lose. So I think that she's going to come in and do an outstanding job as always to lead her team.
In addition to some of the the Supernovas that are now on the Pulse team, they were at Supernovas last year. Kate Horde,
Yep.
anchoring the middle.
Obviously, she's a great defensive player with her block. She comes in and, maybe she's not the most offensive, but she makes up for it defensively with her blocking. And she's actually got a pretty good serve too.
We really witnessed the value of a defensive middle in this Final Four. When you take a look back at Texas A&M and how their middles dominated the matches defensively, I mean, they got some offensive output as well, but defensively they were able to control the matches. So shout out Kate Horde. I'm sure Dallas Pulse is happy to have you. Then we have Kelsey Payne on the opposite.
Yep.
She's going to be anchoring the opposite for the Dallas Pulse. Again, she was a Supernova last year. Now she's with the Dallas Pulse.
Yep. And then they also have Malaya Jones on the opposite from SMU. So, again, SMU is she's a rookie this year. She was drafted just later on, but SMU has had an outstanding couple of seasons,
They
and
have.
so Malaya has been a big part of that.
I mean, they just kind of appearingly they came out of nowhere, but I'm sure they've been
Right.
building over the years.
I mean, the first time that I even heard of SMU is when they shocked and beat Nebraska
Right.
2 seasons ago. I was like, who is this?
Yep.
Who is this university? And here they are.
They are on the map, and lastly, we cannot. I mean, we can't move away from the Dallas Pulse roster without talking about Kendall White. I miss Kendall. We've trained with Kendall.
Yeah.
She missed last year due to an injury. I'm glad to see her back on the roster. Looking forward to seeing her on the court as well for the Dallas Pulse.
Yeah. Her and Kylie Murr, they're going to be a great defensive team with those two leading the backcourt.
Kylie Murr is a rookie out of
Kylie Murr's not a rookie. She played for
Minnesota, and then
but she played for I think guys, I don't know. She played for Indy.
are you pregnant?
I hope.
You got that pregnant memory
I'm going to use that excuse now.
whenever necessary.
Guys, I think I'm pregnant. We'll see. I don't know. Forgive me. But anyway, Kylie Murr, she was with Vegas.
Okay, the Thrill.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
with Vegas. So anyway, with those two leading the backcourt, they're going to do awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. So then the next team is, do you know, alphabetical?
Go ahead.
Grand Rapids Rise.
Grand Rapids Rise.
So with the Grand Rapids Rise, they draft.
Grand Rappers Rise.
Oh no, did I say that? Good. I like that we call each other out.
Grand Rappers Rise. You.
They have Alexis Shelton. She's an outside hitter from Oklahoma. She was the number 4 overall draft pick. And guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but when I see her, I am scared. She just looks intimidating. She's
Physical.
She's got the physique. She's got the facial expressions. I mean, this girl, if you pull up her roster photo from the University of Oklahoma, I get the chills. I'm like, you're scary.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Well, I do want to play against you, but at the same time, I hope I don't get hit in the face.
Right.
Like she looks like a really strong player.
From what you've seen, do you think she'll be able to come in and make a big impact with the Rise this year? 6'2" outside hitter on the outside.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Because not everybody's game does not necessarily translate from the college to the pro.
Yeah.
Do you see hers translating well?
I think yes. I think with their outside hitters, they're all young except for Allison Mayfield.
Hey, Maeve.
Maeve, shout out to Maeve. We love her as well. She's a great person. So Allison Mayfield, she has 10 years of experience, but otherwise we're looking at Paige Briggs, Romine.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how? I don't know.
Yep.
Sorry, Paige. I don't know how to pronounce your new.
Gotta be Romine.
Your
Yep.
your new name. But Paige has 3 years. Then the other outside, Candela, she only has 1 year. And so I think the outside, they're going to be young. And I think Alexis can come in and impact.
Compete.
Yeah, I think she can compete. She can put up some numbers and lead on the pin. So
It's nice to see Camelia Gomez over at the Grand Rapids Rise. We already talked about Paige. So, yeah, I think they're going to have a great year. I have them listed as more of a veteran squad. It looks like as you go up and down the roster, they got some rookies, obviously, but they have a veteran squad that has some professional experience.
yeah, I think, forgive me, I had missed Carly Snyder. She's also on the outside, and she's an 8-year pro. When I see the Grand Rapids Rise, I think the first word that I think of is consistency. These all look like very steady players.
Yes.
You don't really see any on this roster that are like, one game they're hot, one game they're cold. I feel like a lot of these players are very steady, and they don't necessarily play with high emotions, but they don't ever allow themselves to get in those low lows like I spoke about earlier. So, yeah.
So really looking forward to the Grand Rapids Rise this year. Let's move on to the Indy Ignite.
Yes.
Indy Ignite. It looks like, from my perspective, you want to talk about the rookies they got first or the draft
Sure.
picks?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
So
do that.
just in the first round, we're just covering the first round. On the fifth overall pick, they chose Kara Cressy.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm saying that right. That's a common thing I'm going to say this whole pod is hopefully we're right on that pronunciation, but she's the middle blocker from Louisville.
Oh, 6.
Yeah,
She
she's
might be 6'6".
she's 6'6".
6'6" middle
Yeah.
blocker from Louisville.
Yeah. So she another outstanding player. I mean, we can say that about every single draft pick. They performed very well in their collegiate career, yeah. And hate to see them got upset from a reverse sweep. That stinks, but as a friendly reminder, that was against Texas A&M. So
Hey, it happens.
and they went on and won it all. But
It
I
happens.
think,
Hold on, let's stop the pod. Have you ever been reverse swept in your pro?
I'm sure I have. I mean, I'm
just a
working
part
with
of the
10. I'm
game.
working with 8 years of pro here. I'm
It's
sure
just
it's
a part
happened.
of the game. It happens.
Yeah. And volleyball is like all sports, but it's such a huge momentum game. I mean,
Right.
you could dominate. And I remember my senior year, we were on a roll in the tournament and we were playing Oregon in the Elite Eight and we dominated the first set. And then in the second set, we were leading by like 6 points. And all of a sudden, just like that, something switched and we lost the next 3. So
It happens.
it happens.
Back
But-
to the Indy Ignite.
Yes. So I think this is one of the most dominant,
Dangerous.
strongest, dangerous rosters that we're
I
looking at
agree.
this year.
I agree.
I think that Indy is definitely going to be a top finisher. Let's say that because I know we're going to get to our top 4 predictions later on, but I think Indy will be in the finals this year.
And the reason why I think Indy will be in the Final Four is, number one, they have libero on lock.
Yeah.
Talk about the 2 liberos. They drafted a libero, but then they have another libero, Anna Scott. And
The Elena Scott from last year, she's from Louisville. She came in and obviously got the libero spot immediately. Just an amazing defensive player. But then they also drafted Emma Halter from Texas.
Yes.
And so it's like, man, who's gonna win that spot?
because
they're
you don't
both
have a
great.
libero and a DS in the pro, you have libero only.
Yes, because for those of you who maybe aren't as familiar, but in college you get 15 subs.
Yes.
So DSs are a legitimate position that you will utilize, but overseas or professionally, overseas, but here in the United States, you get 6 subs. So that cuts it more than half
6 subs per set.
per set. So you don't see DSs. You're not able to utilize them like you do in college. The only time you can really utilize a DS in professional volleyball is towards the end of a set. So if the end of the set, the score is really close and you
Yes.
have your middle blocker going back to serve, that's a prime opportunity to sub in a DS so that they can provide just that extra, blanket of defense. They could help out, when
Right. What's the purpose of having, that's over half the amount of subs per set from college to pro. Does that speed up the game? Does that change the game in any way? Or is it just the expectation that as you transition into pro volleyball, you're expected to be able to play all the way around?
yes to all of that.
Hey,
So-
check.
Good. So the college game has really, really elevated because of those subs. Because now you see more DSs and, more defense is happening. So the rallies are lasting longer.
Okay.
Which then in turns makes the outsides, the middles, the opposites, they have to find better ways to score. So that overall, it elevates the game. However, when then you get to professional, you're paid to perform. It's up to you. So we don't see those DSs utilized because we're expected the opposite, the middles, the outsides to be able to pass, play defense, and do all the skills. So it's an interesting thing to manage as a player because you could be in college, you could be an outside who just plays front row.
Right.
But then when pro comes, you got to play back row and maybe you're missing out, maybe you're not.
Right.
But it's a task that they have to overcome, accomplish, or or else
Right.
they ain't seeing the court.
Keeping us on track back to the Indy Ignite, there's a couple other players that make, from my perspective, makes the Indy Ignite dangerous and definitely a Final Four contender. You can't talk about Indy Ignite without talking about Member and Teeler.
Yeah.
Tell us about their physical presence as well as their play on the court.
One
Are
second.
they both outsides?
1 second. Whose idea was this? Okay. Sorry about that. We are rookies at this, so
That was our timer. We're
yeah.
over time.
We're over time, so we gotta hustle. Yeah. So Teeler, Member, just physical beasts. I mean,
If you haven't seen them play, you have to see them play
Yeah.
in person. Go down to the court. You can see these athletes. They are incredibly athletic.
Yes, very much so. They just have muscles on top of muscles, just amazing.
Vertical on top of vertical.
On top of strength.
Strong,
I
yeah.
mean, just all the things. Those are deadly combinations. So these are fierce athletes, just going after it at all times. Like you never see them take a play off.
A swing off.
Yeah, they're incredible. So they'll definitely be people that you want to focus on and defend right away. You got to shut them down right away.
So lastly, with the Indy Ignite, before we move on to the
Mm-hmm.
Supernovas, we got to talk about Taylor Landfair.
Okay, let's talk about her. What do you want to say? She's
if you're
obviously a
talking about Taylor
powerhouse.
Landfair, you can't talk about her without talking about her 6'4", 6'5" height on the opposite.
Well, and on top of that, Taylor's known to be a very powerful hitter. I
Yes.
mean, she's very difficult to defend when she gets her approach right and she makes contact with the set, like the tempo is correct for her and everything. When everything is on, that girl can blast.
Yes.
So
And they have her listed on the roster as an outside hitter, and they have her listed at 6'5".
6'5".
Legit out of Nebraska.
Yeah.
So there's the Indy Ignite. Keep an eye on them as we get down the stretch. Certainly expecting them to be in the Final Four. But next we'll move on to the Omaha Supernovas. Let's talk about the Novas. I mean, coming off their initial year, they were the PBF champions. Last year they finished in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they have the great fan base, expecting them to be in the Final Four this year again. Why do you expect them to be another dominant team in the MLV this year?
Well, just to keep it simple, looking at their roster,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they have great talents in every single position. Obviously, we have people like Sydney Hilly coming back. She was part of the championship
Yes.
team in season 1. We have Brooke Nunaviller coming back. She's been with the Supernovas all 3 seasons now. We have people like Reagan Cooper, who, for those who are true like avid volleyball fans, we're probably following along with Athletes Unlimited.
This summer.
She just took off. She finished number 2
Second
overall.
to probably one of the best players in the world.
Brittany Abercrombie.
No.
Jordan Thompson.
Yes.
Brittany Abercrombie was the last year.
Okay.
But Jordan Thompson. So yeah, I mean that in itself is crazy. So she's really hard to defend right now. We have Morgan Hentz.
Happy
just
to
an
have her
absolute
anchoring
stud
the bro.
libero. Just knows the game so well. Has the best vision out of any defender I've ever played with. And then I would say like our rookies are going to be solid impact players too. I mean, we have Brooke Mosier coming from Pitt.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got a jump top spin serve. What's absolutely fascinating about her is she hits with both hands. So
When
she
she's setting.
she can get up and she can attack with her left, and I've also seen her attack with her right. When she serves, she jump serves with her right.
Wow.
It's fascinating, just like an anomaly
Tremendous
in the volleyball.
advantage, though, in the setter position, right?
Oh, absolutely. So, although I do think that Sydney's experience will probably give her the upper hand, I do think that Brooke is going to come in and really make that starting position
Brooke
competitive.
Mosier.
Brooke Mosier.
Yep, out of
We're
Pitt.
talking about setters. Yeah.
Okay.
So just overall, I really the Omaha Supernova roster is just very consistent in every position. And then just to talk about their number one draft pick, which was the 8th pick overall in the first round, was Kiara Reinhardt.
Hey, you got it right. You got it right.
The middle blocker from Creighton University. So he says, "Oh, you got it right," because part of my new role this year is doing interviews, and it was the very first one. They put me on the spot. Did we talk about this already?
I think we did.
Oh,
Let us
okay.
know in the comments if we've
might have
already
already
covered this in the first episode.
I think we did. But anyway, so we also have a new coach, Luca, who comes from Europe. So it'll be really interesting. I think that will be the first European influence and style that this league will see.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the first European coach that the league has seen.
Looking forward to, just from the little bit that I've seen, he is heavily involved in the coaching aspect of. This is
extremely focused.
Yes,
Let's say it like
dialed.
that. Yeah, he's dialed.
He's
on a mission.
Yep, on the skills, on the strategy of volleyball. We can't leave the Supernovas without talking about the Huskers that are on the roster. I mean, we got this Allie Check that I'm looking forward to seeing her compete on the opposite position with Bomb Dot
for sure.
on the opposite.
Yeah. Well, then speaking of Huskers and opposite, then we also have Merritt Beeson.
Let's go.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah. That's my segue right into, is it Merb? Is that what they call her? Merritt Beeson.
You made that up.
No, it's on her Instagram.
Merb?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yep.
I guess I didn't creep good enough. But yeah, so we have Merritt Beeson. We have Allie Check. And then we have Kiara Knightley. We also, oh my gosh, I just did it again. Kiara Reinhardt. Gosh, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. And then we also have Allison Holder, who also played at Creighton.
Yep. And then
And
Getzinger.
It's like, man, it's a lot. Then we have Elise, middle blocker from Creighton, and then we have Layla Blackwell, also middle blocker from the University of Nebraska.
Stacked with Nebraska talent, whether it's
Yeah.
the University of Nebraska or with Creighton. I think it's a wonderful job of recruiting, bringing these players into their, into the Omaha Supernova franchise.
Yeah. Well, there's no fans like Nebraska fans. So, and I mean that as in like the state of Nebraska. So Creighton fans, Husker fans, they're very, very loyal.
Absolutely. And if you're in Nebraska, you got to come to some of these MLV games where the Supernovas, it will be unlike any experience that you've had. Obviously the best sport on the planet, volleyball,
For sure.
being debuted in probably one of the best cities to host volleyball. I mean, that combination alone, you're going to see great volleyball and you're going to see an entertaining
Definitely
match.
entertaining.
Next, we're moving on to the
gonna say-
Orlando Valkyries.
Yep. So they're reigning champs. They're again going to be a top performing team in my opinion. They will be led by Brittany Abercrombie on the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
She's just very, very talented, just knows how to find ways to score. So she's very hard to defend. Then they're also going to be led by Kaz Brown in the middle.
Anchor in the middle with Kaz.
Yeah, so I would say she's 50-50 both. She's an offensive and a defensive middle. So she's, again, very much a leader for them. And then their setter, actually, I believe she was the player of the game in the championship match. So she's coming back, leading them.
And who are you talking about?
Don't ask me to pronounce her name.
That's what I was getting into.
Don't ask me. Don't put me on the spot. I don't know. I should know. But
Are you
that
talking about? I can't.
yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
Looking at her on the screen.
Literally the first and the last name. I don't know. Guys, again, let us be clear. We are not professionals at this. We are just two people just talking volleyball.
But she has game.
Yeah.
And brings it looks like a lot of experience in the setter position for the Orlando Valkyries.
Yeah.
There's a couple players. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just like, I'm looking and they got Charity Looper. They
Yes.
have Hannah Maddox. They
Yes.
were both with the Vegas Thrill. And I'm just like, they got a lot of people to compete with too.
They got a lot of pieces. Those are some athletic pieces that can hit, that can, kill and attack from any position on the floor.
Yeah. So someone the other day asked me, well, how do you have all these great players. How do you know who gets to start? And for those of you who have that same answer, I do not envy coaches in this position. I'm like, this is really, really tough.
Well, you've been in that position
I
before.
have been in that position, not as like the ultimate decision maker
but
by
a part
any
of the
means,
process.
but part of the process. And it's like a huge part of it is taking stats during practices. So the daily performances. But sometimes, for me, example, sometimes you have people who perform better in a match. They need that pressure.
Right.
Not that I'm saying that they're lazy in practices, but it's just a different mindset. It's a different
flip switches.
You just hate to lose. And so there's just so many tangible and intangible things to consider. And I think ultimately, yes, it comes down to how that coach is thinking and feeling that day, but coaches are always going to think and feel what is best for the team. There's no politics, at least
professional sports.
in my experience in the United States.
It's all about winning.
It's all about winning. Who is performing and who is leading. And again, you can lead in a lot of different ways. So
that was the highlight players, the featured players we went to for the Orlando Valkyries. How about the rookies that they picked up that you wanted to mention?
Orlando picked up Bree Kelly, the middle blocker from Pitt, which will be a great addition for them as well. I mean, her and Kaz.
Yes.
That's look out.
Yes, they have a solid team with a lot of great pieces. It'll be more about how they're able to pull those pieces together.
Yeah. Right, because as you see in sports, you could sometimes have the best team. Like, let me rephrase. You can have the best players, but they might not work together well.
And that's where coaching comes in. I mean,
yeah, they got to figure out how to get them to work together. Sometimes, they could all be friends. It's not like they automatically hate each other, but sometimes they're, what do you call it? What do you mojo? I don't know what word you want to use, but they just don't click. So that's another interesting task for a coach, is to see really which pieces work best for the puzzle.
Nice. Moving right along.
Thanks.
Lastly, lastly, the San Diego Mojo.
Yes.
Let's cover the San Diego Mojo. What rookies did they have? Did they draft?
So in the first round, they picked up, shout out to one of my besties, Maddie Kubik.
Hey.
Because they drafted, the third overall pick was Hayden Kubik, an outside from Tennessee. So Hayden started her college career at the University of Nebraska, but then I clicked the wrong button. But then she transferred to Tennessee, where she
stood out.
She came in, she was a starter right away, and she's just performed solidly for the last 2 years that she's been there. It's been
she's
2
on
years.
the outside for the San Diego Mojo.
She's an outside. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So they have their returning libero too, Shada Venega. How do you say that? I don't know. I only know her as Shada because I also played against her in Puerto Rico, but she has really done a solid job for the Mojo the last 2 seasons.
Oh, so this will be her third season.
This will be her third
with
season.
The Mojo?
And I think that she, I don't know if she gets the credit that she deserves. She really does a good job of, San Diego has, let me just say, she's done a really good job of keeping that team together. And I think that she has performed to the best of her abilities always.
Great challenge for first-year head coach. Is that where Alicia
Childress,
first-year head coach for the Mojo?
Yep. So Alicia, I'm sure our fans know, but she was a player the last 2 years at the Vegas Thrill. And now this year she's a head coach for the San Diego Mojo, which is so fun. I'm so happy for her. But yeah, San Diego, their team, it's kind of a mix of like the players that they've already had and then new players. We don't really see like a whole bunch of turnaround.
We see a supernova. We see Kayla Caffey in there.
Kayla Caffey's there.
Anchoring the middle.
Yep. I'm sure she's just loving it out in San Diego with the sunshine. But yeah, so I think that, again, this team is going to be one where they could be any team on any given night. whether it's, someone like Indy or Orlando, I
Right.
think this team could really catch fire. But their challenge is, can they keep it?
Right. The
Can they keep
parity
it?
in the MLV is going to be off the charts. So it's a matter of just tracking to see who peaks as we get towards, down the stretch to see who can, because only 4 teams will advance to the Final Four, which is held.
They haven't announced
Still
where.
haven't
I don't
announced it?
think
Okay.
they've announced it yet.
Okay. Hopefully it'll be here at some point.
I hope.
I mean, that would be awesome. But yeah, that's the last team that we're going to cover in this episode
Yep.
of the Major League Minute podcast. Any parting shots?
Is it shots or thoughts?
Shots. Yes.
Shots. I'm gonna hit this at you. No, I will cut myself off.
Yeah, we're over time for today, but yeah, make sure you give us some comments, give us some feedback. We'd like to know. Maybe we missed some players. Maybe you have some perspective that we don't have on several of these rosters. We'd love to hear your input, and we'll take into consideration. But on that note, we'll be signing off of the Major League Podcast, and the way that we do this is by
Setting.
That's what we're doing,
Yeah, because you're really good at it.
and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.